Hey guys, what's going on? Footyholics here, and welcome to Middlesbrough episode 6. The first thing we're doing this episode is we're taking a look at the youth that has been scouted. And Cameron Alexander, who was our youth player that we were scouting more from last time, isn't quite making the cut. His potential has dropped. But Harvey Harrison looks like he'll be a good player to have in the future with a potential between 77, I think, and 91. So hopefully he can come up and be a good player for us. Our first game for the episode is against Bournemouth, and I decided after a run of matches, although we beat Arsenal last episode, a run of matches that haven't been going so well, I decided to switch up the formation and put a formation with 3 in midfield with Gaston Ramirez as the false 9 attacker. And as we start the game here, the first couple minutes of the game went pretty well for us, and you can see here we have the first attack with Downing passing the ball through to Adama, who has a shot, and the keeper saves well down his near post. The formation was working pretty well, but I think I might need some more time to learn it because there's some things that I really need to work out, and I don't want to spoil the rest of the episode, so I'll leave it at that. But as you can see, they've opened the scoring, but fortunately for us, when you take a look over at the linesman, it is offside because of that header right there from their teammate. So luckily for us, the score remains 0-0, and we still have a chance to win this match. We had a great shot there from Adama, I think it was. No, it was Aqua, judging by the replay. And their keeper was on form to just keep it out the back of the net. But as we can see here, we were attack after attack was all us. And we got a free kick because Adam Smith brought down Victor Fisher right outside the box, right in Gaston Ramirez territory. But unfortunately, his free kick is straight at the wall, and they eventually get the ball clear. And that means we go into half-time at 0-0. If you look at the stats at half-time, we have 3 shots all on target, and they've only got 1. We are dominating the possession, and really this formation seems to be doing well. We've even forced them to bring on a sub with Mark Pugh coming off and Max Gradle entering the game. So to start the second half off, they're on the attack first this time, and they're wiggling their way around and get the cross in, but fortunately Valdez gets the ball out and they blaze over. The next attack of the game comes to us, and Fisher cuts inside his man and charges down the wing, and he eventually gets time to turn and run inside, but unfortunately the defender clears the ball and there's nothing more he can do in that move. Decided to make a sub. We brought on Jonathan Lico in place of Gaston Ramirez just to add some pace to the game, and hopefully we can get him for the counter attack. But as you can see here, on the last kick of the game, basically they crossed in the ball, and Espinoza has done some odd thing and he's got himself injured again. That is twice, and we've only played about 6 games. Watch, he's done that, and I don't know what FIFA's doing there. I mean, realistically, this game is supposed to have realistic physics, but that was just, I don't know what he was doing. But anyhow, so moral of the story is the game ends 0-0. Unfortunate again. Our 50 millionth 0-0 draw for the season. It's just not good enough now. I've changed the formation, changed the strikers. I don't know what else to do. Hopefully things will look up this episode and in the coming episodes, because if not, we will be in definite hot water by the end of the season. But anyway, so we'll take a look at quick player training, and Carter Vickers has gone up to 66 overall, which is pretty decent for a 17-year-old, or I think he's 18 now in this career mode. But good news is Darun is back and he's ready to play, and I think he slots straight into the squad for the Man City match. This is going to be a huge match. We're a little bit buoyant by the fact that we could somehow manage to beat Arsenal, but after that 0-0 draw with Bournemouth, who's really not quite up to the Arsenal and Manchester City standard, I'm not sure exactly how this game is going to turn out. But I guess the only thing we can do is play it and hope for the best. So City start with the ball, and the first attack of the game, it comes for us, surprisingly or not. But we are taking down Matuidi, who earns himself a yellow card only 3 minutes and 47 seconds into the game. But Adama's running down their wing, and we just can't get inside at the moment, and he gets the ball cleared. They come down our right hand side and get past Nsue and get the ball out, but it's just a bit back and forth at the minute with the crosses not really being penetrating enough. But Adama comes downside and Negredo has scored against a big team for the second episode running. Adama comes down the wing, has a great cross, sets up Negredo that all he could do was hit it into the back of the net, and I am really pleased with that. You can see here, fist pumping in the air. I'm going off like Jurgen Klopp when he scores when his team scores some goals. Very excited, and we didn't let up there. We came down again and tried to pass the ball in, but unfortunately it was blocked. Coming up to half-time, Manchester City had one last attack with Coleman passing the ball in, running through. He's picked the ball back up and he's had a shot and it's gone in the back of the net. Right before half-time, Seamus Coleman, the right back for Manchester City, has somehow managed to find his way into striker position and shoot the ball in a perfect position to be right in the corner away from Valdez, and Manchester City have levelled it right before half-time. As if we hadn't seen enough ties for this series already. We're looking like we're heading for another one, with both teams having both one shot and one shot on target, which should tell you that this game has been pretty boring so far, apart from the 2 goals. In our first attack of the half, Adama comes down the line, passes the ball into Ramirez, who takes a shot, and it unfortunately is deflected out of play, and nothing comes from the resulting corner. After 15 minutes into the half, we decided to make some substitutions to bring on some fresh legs, with Berahino and Jonathan Lico coming on from the bench to try and make a difference. And we decided to bring Connor Wickham on for Gaston Ramirez, and we played Berahino in front of him and Lico on the right hand side trying to get the ball in. So you can see here the Manchester City player had a tackle and resulted in a yellow card. But from the resulting free kick, we've run forward with Nsue, passed a brilliant through ball into Berahino, who controls and first time shots it straight into the back of the net, and we have scored against Manchester City. Look at this first touch, takes it away from the defender and absolutely hammer smashes it past Claudio Bravo, and there's nothing he could do, and that means we are 2-1 up against Manchester City. How crazy is that? We can't speak too fast though, as they come down the line, and fortunately Sane is there to clear the ball. And in the last attack of the game for them, Thierry Ambrose loses the ball, and that is where the game ends with 2-1 to Middlesbrough. 2-1. We had more possession of the ball, we had more shots on the ball, we had more goals. An absolutely brilliant performance, with Adama earning man of the match for the first time in his career at Middlesbrough, and that is a great result. I was seeing here that we've gone down to 69. I don't even know what that is, rating I guess, and I couldn't quite figure out why after we just beat Manchester City with beating Arsenal in the last episode. And although we've had quite a few boring 0-0 draws, I mean at the end of the day, when you looked at the table just now, we are not placed that poorly. So I was quite surprised at that. But anyway, moving on. Our next game is another difficult match against Chelsea, who seem to bought Jamie Vardy from Leicester, the previous champions. And he affected the match by passing the ball into Matic, who had a quick snapshot. But fortunately, Valdez was there to save the day and stop us from going 1-0 down. Adama, doing his usual stuff, absolutely shatters the sound barrier when he goes down the line with such pace, but unfortunately he was tackled. And Valdez here has to bail us out again with a great shot coming there. And the next attack of the game was for us, but we really couldn't make anything happen. With every time we'd run down the line, either it would be tackled or we would cross it in and it would be cleared easily. And it ended up with Chelsea and us going into the half at 0-0. But Chelsea have had 4 shots, 3 on target, 62% possession, and we've had no shots, 38% possession. We've played an absolutely god-awful game. And if we want anything from this game, we need to change that and come into the half. Here, Willian dribbles through and somehow has a shot, and Valdez has to save it at his near post. And it was very, very close, but unfortunately, fortunately, it didn't go in. So you can see here the right back Todd Kane turns, crosses the ball in, but fortunately we were there. We can clear the ball. And our last couple of attacks of the game, Victor Fisher was brought down after Negredo played him in on goal, and that has earned the Chelsea defender a yellow card, and it has earned us a well-deserved, well, not a well-deserved penalty. Definitely it wasn't well-deserved the way we played this match. But anyway, either way, this is football, and Jonathan Lico steps up to take it, and he absolutely blasts it wide. What a ridiculous penalty that was. It's 0-0 to Chelsea, well, 0-0, and we somehow managed to miss the penalty. And I made sure and checked the stats. Jonathan Lico had the best penalty taking stats of all of our players, and he's missed it. To be fair to me, really, it's quite difficult to take penalties in this FIFA. But I mean, I'm so disappointed that I couldn't manage to turn that one in. We would have beaten Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester City. Anyway, moving on from that, our next 3 games you can see there are against Hull City, Leicester, and Liverpool. And to end this episode off, I figured I'd show you all a quick scout report so you can see how the players are progressing. If you want to see the players' stats in a bit more detail, all you have to do is pause the video, but I couldn't do that because it would take forever. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you all watching the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace!